Let's roll.
Yeah.
Welcome back, 2025. Trash talking with the old heads, and we back again for another year. What's happening, fellas? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. New Year.
Merry New Year.
New Year. Same
Merry
me.
New Year.
New Year, same me, baby.
Same
I ain't
you.
changing for nobody.
Still got wearing that cowboy shit, and he still got this Celtic shit on.
New Year, same me, baby.
And you see who I'm representing. It don't change. They still up there. Niner gang all day. Florida State. We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
Yeah. What about
Spurs.
hold on now. What's the proclamation you made? Probably in episode 1 or 2. We will be in the playoffs. You were shaking your head with it too. You had that. You was indignant with it. Book it. That's what he said. Book it.
I was wrong.
Gators got a bowl.
We all was wrong.
Gators got a bowl.
No excuses. Play like a champion. That's what we do around here.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Yeah.
No rebuttal?
Why play? Shit. Hell yeah. Why play like a champion? You can be a champion. You see it?
I like the brown though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the brown is better than that fucked up green.
Got the matching kicks.
Yeah,
you know
the brown better than that damn fucked up green you normally have on. We can live with the brown, man. But you know, we got a lot to get into. The new year football playoff is in full effect.
Before we get into all that, we got to remind our folks.
Do it.
To do what?
Get it. You know, YouTube. Like, subscribe.
Let's go.
Subscribe.
Let's go.
And comment.
Check us out.
We will get to 20,000 people by the end of this year.
That's our goal,
I'm claiming
baby.
it. 20 to 25.
20 grand. Can we get to 20 grand?
We can get there, sir.
Hey, we gotta
believe it, sir.
We gotta
I
work.
believe it. You know
we gotta grind. Y'all gotta grind with us.
It's what we do. All we do is grind. You know, we will be here consistently, but make sure you hit that like and subscribe on YouTube. Hey, even if you want to hit up the Facebook page, Trash Talking with the Old Heads, hit up the Facebook page. We'd love to have you on the page as well. We talk shit about sports is what we do. Sports, entertainment, sometimes a little politics. You know what I'm saying?
Little religion.
We feel like talking about. We old heads.
Some relationships.
Right. We old heads. We do what the fuck we want. You know what I'm saying? We talk about what we want.
Generation Beta.
Right.
The betas.
The new generation. 2025 through 2039. Generation Beta. The first all AI generation. Lord help them. You know what I'm saying?
And we also can't forget, hey, listen, we had a mishap earlier today. I want all my people to know that using baby oil has to come with a disclaimer, okay? You cannot whip out a bottle of baby oil and you're a grown-ass man.
In front of 2 other men.
I don't care what the purpose is for. You must.
No explanation or nothing.
You must. You absolutely must give a disclaimer. Baby oil is...
It's a shame that you have to do it nowadays. But we was both looking like, what the fuck?
We leaving baby oil in 2024.
No ash.
All day.
No
all
ashes.
day long. You know
No
what I'm
ash.
saying?
No ashes to go.
Hey, let's get into it, fellas, man. Oh, before we do that, man, our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to everybody affected by the attack in New Orleans and Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame this country got to keep going through this same kind of stuff, but our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to everybody that was affected by that. But let's get into some sports, fellas. The college football playoffs. In my opinion, I'm just going to say it, to me, overall impression has been underwhelming so far. Overall, if I put the whole thing together, you know what I'm saying? So
underwhelming?
Underwhelming, bro. I love the fact that they're playing a playoff, but the games themselves, not impressed, bro. What's your overall, before we get into the specific game, what's your overall impression of the playoffs?
Overall impression of the playoffs, I mean, you have to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what
everybody
college football have been clamoring for years. You know what I'm saying? The bowl system didn't work. Then we got to the BCS era. That was much better. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the evolution, and I'm finally glad we're here. You know, it will come to a point where, you know, every game will be, or most of the games will be a little bit more compelling, better matchups. We've talked about some of the changes that need to be made, but I mean, I like it. Even though my team ain't in it, I can understand the excitement for the fans of other teams that are in it. You know what I'm saying?
Is 12 too many?
12 to me is too many. I said that a couple of weeks ago. 12 to me is too many. We're not gonna have 12 good teams that are actual viable champions.
And talking about going to 16.
Yeah, see, that's gonna be ludicrous. But I appreciate it from the standpoint of being a sports fan that we get
Right.
to keep going,
Right.
so to speak. And I do believe that with the things that we feel like can be improved, hopefully they go right into the improvement stage as soon as this is over with, and at least get those things
Get that knocked out.
going into next year, and then it'll be even better because we just had Oregon, the number 1 seed, play Ohio State, and
that looked like a mismatch.
Right.
Right.
So it could be better, but I've enjoyed having to go into the TV, and I got something to watch on Friday, got something to watch on Saturday. So yeah, it's been okay.
So we all thought Oregon was win. So let's go and get into that. Oregon, Ohio State. What's your takeaway, G? Well, I know you had to be shocked by the weight.
First and foremost, let's first say I got 3 of the 4 right.
So
I'm proud. You ain't had 3 of the 4 right. Who you had?
I had Texas, Penn State, and Notre Dame. Because
Okay.
Georgia didn't have a quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, I messed up on the Penn State. But anyway, let's get to Oregon. Oregon just was not impressive to me all season. What did I say from the get? What have I been saying at the beginning of the season? Like week 2, week 3 on, there's not been one dominant team all season.
Right.
What was impressive about them was that they was undefeated.
They kept winning. Right.
But when I look at some of the tape, look at some of the film, I just didn't see anything that said you can't stop this.
Right.
And it just took, they had a bad game. I'm not going to say that 41-21
Right.
was indicative of
How
who
it
they
would be
were
if
as
they
a
kept playing,
team.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But, it's
Wrong time for a bad
yeah,
game.
and college football is getting more like pro football, and what we talked about with NIL, the transfer portal. It's any given Saturday you can lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Any given Saturday you can lose, and especially with the more competitive teams, it's just
Right.
who's playing better on that day.
Jerry?
I was impressed with Ohio State dominating them. I mean, you said that the Ducks had a bad game. I didn't really see it as a bad game. I looked at it as Ohio State was a better team. They were more physical. They got everything they wanted to get done. Just like the previous week, they got their air assault going, and they got it going in a hurry in this game.
Yeah.
My man Smith, Jeremiah Smith, man, he killed, and they couldn't stop him.
Right.
And that's what I just said was exactly what the announcer just kept saying during the game.
He looked like a man amongst boys.
He said that Jeremiah Smith himself in an interview said that nobody can guard him one-on-one. Well, they tried one-on-one. They tried putting somebody over the top. He was just
Right.
he just got himself going, and Oregon had nothing for him. So it was just a beat down. To me, the Oregon just had nothing for these guys. So I was really, really impressed. If they can keep doing that, then they might be able to be the champion.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I said, I didn't see it going down that way. I'm not shocked that they won. Of course, when you look at the first game they played, you knew it was going to be it could be competitive, but I didn't expect that either, though. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like I said, but I did say, like I said, whoever win that game is going to win it all. So I got to roll with that. If that Ohio State, like you said, show up every week, none of the rest of these teams going to beat them. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Because they were down a D lineman.
Right.
Down a D lineman, and it didn't look like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe the next round will show us that, Oregon just wasn't up to par. And I know you say you weren't impressed with Oregon all year. I was impressed with the undefeated streak as well. But when they beat Ohio State. So this is the revenge game. They actually beat Ohio State.
Right.
Now, some people will argue that, Ohio State messed up at the end of the game, messed up their opportunity at the end of the game. Okay.
Yeah, they was in the game.
Right,
It was a back and forth game. And Oregon was in control most of the game.
Right.
But Ohio State was there. It was there for them to win that game.
Right. So Oregon looked more formidable in that first matchup. So
They did.
I didn't expect them to get beasted like this in this game at all. In fact, I know we picked Oregon. You picked Oregon to win this game?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so we
picked Ohio State.
Okay, so we picked Oregon to actually win this game, and it, we was.
If Ohio State can get that kind of QB play, I don't see any of the rest of these teams being able to beat him. It's really about him for real. How is he going to play in the next few games? You know what I'm saying?
And he ain't really been impressive all year.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Games,
right, so if they can get him to play that way, you know what I'm saying, then
these last two.
Let's get to the next one, man. Your boy, Boise State, Texas. Of course, Texas wins.
Boise State, Arizona State.
Arizona State,
excuse me. Texas. So your boy Skatteboo, Cam Skatteboo.
Hey, man.
He was the player of the game, too. Which he had to be, you know what I'm saying?
See how they snuck the trophy out to him?
I'm like,
he shouldn't have won it, though. We don't do that no more. I mean,
I don't have a problem with it. He deserved it.
He played ball, man, but they didn't win. I mean,
you was the best player in the game.
You know that, okay, so was LeBron the best player when they lost to the Cavs?
But that was the discussion back then, though.
You can get a discussion. When they lost to the
Spurs.
Not the Spurs.
The
Warriors. Golden State. He was the best player in that series.
Right, and they argued whether or not he should get it.
Right, that's true, but he didn't get it because they lost.
That's because I'm not mad at going against the grain on that. He was the best player. It was by far.
It wasn't by far. Ewers came.
Oh, stop
if Ewers had that, Ewers brought him back from the dead, bruh. He brought him back from the dead with that 4th and 13.
Skatteboo was the best player in that game.
I ain't saying that he was not the best player in the game, but we have not. The precedent has been set that we're not giving the MVP of the game to the loser of the game.
Ewers 20 for 30, 322 yards.
Thank you.
10.7 a pop, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Okay, let's go. That mean them stats enough for them to win.
Boy, Skatteboo, run them numbers.
He had 170 some yards rushing,
and then receiving
probably
another 100.
Probably 150 something, and then about another 100 yards receiving.
Yeah, so I'm like, what are we talking about?
I mean,
that game was over if it weren't for him. And then threw one. I mean, come on now. It wasn't even close.
All right, Skatteboo showed he can be a lead NFL runner, but I was impressed by that with a little big head ass.
Were you impressed by Texas at all?
No. They showed up when it mattered most.
Right.
But there's no way they should have, they was in control of the game. Right. It was 24-8. You know what I'm saying? But they was only there because of that first little spurt they had in the first quarter.
Then they did nothing.
For 2 quarters, and then they didn't do anything until the end of the game. So then they lucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because that could have been called targeting.
Right.
But I'm thinking,
bruh, that was targeting.
That was targeting.
Nah,
the college definition, that's targeting.
It should have been called.
That's targeting.
He didn't lower his helmet. That's the only thing I can see why they didn't call it.
But
they shouldn't be calling it. That's one of those. That penalty irks the shit out of me. That penalty
and throwing him out of the game, that really irks me.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're gonna call it, but don't throw him out of the game.
You know what I'm saying? Helmet contact is going to effing happen in football.
In football, it happens.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like if you lower your head, you don't have if the player's running and then there's a change of the player's movement and they happen to make contact, you can't call that.
And then the offensive players are always lowering their heads. So it's like they're creating a lot of this contact helmet to helmet too. It's like I don't like it either.
Yeah, I wouldn't categorize that tackle or that hit as targeting, but
it was
helmet contact.
Right.
It was. So I agree with you. That needs to be changed because to me, you can clearly see when somebody trying to bust somebody with their helmet. Like it's intentional. You can see it. It's not just bang bang. And then you got replay. So if you watch it on replay, you can see that's just like what game was that? Where in the NFL where the quarterback got knocked out? It was the Texans and when they knocked the quarterback, when they knocked your boy from the Jaguars out.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence. Yeah. So it wasn't that, but they should have called. It should have been a call. If they've called other plays like that all season, you've seen it. We've seen it.
Right. That's my thing. It's not consistent.
I've seen them not make that call. That's why I knew that's the reason why they would not make it was because it was face mask. You know what I'm saying? He didn't lower his helmet. You know what I'm saying? There was more face mask contact than anything.
That is true. It was.
I've seen them make that call. I've seen them make that call, change it, and you know what I'm saying, they'll initially call and then overturn it.
Yeah, but me, I'm not impressed with Texas either, man. I know you love them, Jerry.
Them your boys.
And your boys, you know.
And how? I don't know. You're Florida Gator, you done jumped on the Texas bandwagon. You ain't got nobody else to cheer for, I guess.
No, what it was is I was rooting for Manning to stay the quarterback. That's kind of when I really started paying attention to them. Ewers, that's a good game from him. 3 touchdowns, 322 yards.
Right.
And, you know, he did throw a pick. That's a great game for him. And they actually won, and they needed every yard that he threw for, especially in OT. So,
right.
For them to pull it out was dope. It was dope to see them pull that game out because they was in trouble. You know, they was in trouble. They should have lost.
They had lost They had lost that momentum.
Yeah,
completely.
Yeah, they really should have lost that game. But they stuck to it, and
I mean, in the end, a win and a win.
Arizona State blew it. They blew the opportunity.
Win in advance. That's what it is.
Survive in
advance. That's what it is. You know, and Penn State did that as well. They didn't have to survive. They beat down. I think we all knew they were going to beat Boise State. To me, that was one of the easiest ones to pick.
I picked the upset, baby.
Yes, you did, sir. Were you impressed with your boy, Genty? Because he may be a Cowboy. So that's why I'm asking you, because all the mocks got y'all taking Ashton Genty.
If he don't get selected before we get to him.
Right. So what you think?
You
like him?
I still like him. You know, he didn't have a great game, but, you know, he showed some flashes. You know, it's going to be, you know, him playing in.
His line was out.
Yeah, playing against a better line, you know what I'm saying, with his offensive line.
Right.
Again, you know, so is he a true 2,300 yard rushing back? Maybe not, but you see the speed, you see the explosiveness, you see the power.
Some of those runs, we didn't even get anything. The cuts were nice. You could see the ability, the vision.
You know what I'm saying? It's like with Saquon playing with the Giants a couple years.
Right. That's what that game really looked like for real, because you could tell in the trenches they were just outmatched.
Yeah, they were outmatched the whole game. Genty really couldn't get his, he couldn't get his game off for real.
Right.
What did he end up with? 100 yards, even with a bad game.
Yeah,
so that's
close to it, I think. Yeah.
I mean, that's something to be said. You know, your offensive line can't perform against the big boys, but you still get 100 yards. So that's something.
Off of 30 carries though.
Right. But see, he's
their only.
Yeah, he's their weapon.
Only weapon.
So, at least they, gave him his opportunity. At least they didn't go away from it, and then it just turned into they can't make any passes, and they just giving up the ball every third down. So,
Jerry Jones will pick some dumbass lineman that ain't nobody heard of from one of these Midwestern colleges.
Nah, man, I think he's gonna have. I think if Genty's on the board, he's probably gonna have to take him. You know what I'm saying? But you never know, man.
If he wouldn't take Derrick Henry, you don't put any trust in what the man that moves in your city, and you don't even call him. I don't trust you. It's like Legend said on the Feinbaum show about Debo. Losing the Vandy was like goddamn you're walking in on your wife cheating on you. I can't trust you again. I ain't never been able to trust that ugly ass, old ass motherfucker in the first place. It's been a long time since I trusted him, and this definitely don't give me no confidence that he'll take the best available option there of a position of need, running back. And we need a bunch of different things. So that's the Cowboys. We ain't got to get into that. That's the Cowboys, I'm still repping.
Get off on that.
I'm still repping DC4L, baby. DC4L.
And of course,
fuck Jerry Jones.
The one that was moved to yesterday, Notre Dame, Georgia. Bulldogs, we all said without.
Now y'all pick Georgia to win.
Who?
Y'all picked Georgia to win.
Not without Beck. We all
Am
said
I mistaken?
No, we all said no Beck, no chance.
Hey, chat, commenters.
Yeah. Without Beck.
Old heads.
Yeah, without
We're going to have
Beck,
to go back and replay that.
Yeah, without Carson Beck. We were like, if Carson Beck plays, we got Georgia. If not, then we got Notre Dame.
I think y'all said they would get past Notre Dame.
No,
we
had
to go back and check tape.
And I said, even though I don't even like Carson Beck,
we'll have to go back and check tape.
Not with a backup quarterback.
We'll have to go back and check tape.
Yeah, we can check.
Because I don't think y'all believed in the Golden Domers either.
No, I did. Like I said, without Carson Beck, you had to pick him because Gunnar Stock. Now, even though I don't think he played terribly, you just knew it wasn't not enough experience to win that game, man. And then that part of me that was rooting for Freeman and Notre Dame to win. You know, what
I
I'm saying?
kind of
Gotta go
rooted
with
for
the black
Freeman,
coach,
but
you know what
the
I'm saying? Gotta
Golden
go with the
Domers, I
black coach.
can't dig.
I've never liked Notre Dame
I
either,
can't
but
dig them.
they got the black coach. You got to kind of root. You know what I'm
They
saying?
like the Duke of
because they
college
tried to run the
football
man out of town
without
after
the
one season
championships,
for real. You
without
know
the
what I'm
recent
saying?
championships.
They tried to run him out of town.
They all up the butt now though.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Who all up his butt?
Nah, they were trying to run him out of town after that first season at Notre Dame. So that's why I was kind of rooting for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, get a man a chance. You know what I'm saying?
But even with the win though, I definitely wasn't impressed with Notre Dame.
Nah.
I really wasn't. They got a lucky break with Georgia not having balance. With having their starting quarterback,
They had been able to run the ball all season.
Man, I was just about to say that.
They weren't the dominant run team of pass, and that hurt them. So they actually needed Beck, even though your feelings about Beck. Or I guess everybody's feelings about Beck. He hadn't been.
Beck hadn't been bad to me. I mean, he's played bad in spots, and he's played
average as fuck.
Yeah.
With the final result of the game being at 23-10, and that's all the points they could put up. I think they only had like 90 yards passing for Notre Dame.
Oh, Notre Dame had 90 yards. I was finna say no. I was finna say because Stockton had 140 something in the first half.
Yeah, see that's not impressive play to me. So, I think if they would have had Beck, they would have had balance.
Yeah, Riley Leonard had 90 yards.
15-24.
They probably could have won that.
They weren't very impressive, you know what I'm saying?
No.
And Georgia has struggled with stopping QB runs.
All right.
They had. That's Alabama got them really, you know what I'm saying? They got them off track because of Milroe's legs. They hadn't been able to stop the QB run in 2 years.
Yeah, Georgia just hadn't been a very good running team this year. I don't know what happened. They lying or something. Kirby got to get that together, bro.
And Stockton's problem was he couldn't, he was holding the ball too long. You know what I'm saying? That was the big thing. He was just holding the ball way, way, way too long.
So
he was getting pressure.
Yeah, but
them was like three drops. 3-step drops and the man was right behind him.
He had a few plays.
You talking about that fumble?
He had a few plays where he rolled out and still had.
Oh, I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about them sacks he took.
I'm talking about some of the sacks where he rolled out.
That left tackle was a gate. He was just open.
Exactly. Where he rolled out and still didn't throw the ball. And they still was able to get to him. So
that left tackle was a swinging gate. That man was getting right past him, right off the snap. He was getting beat.
Yeah, they needed.
About 2 or 3 times where he got beat off the edge like that.
And then he had some wheels. I'm not sure why he didn't just take off.
Yeah, I mean, they got good pressure because they only sacked him once. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I don't know. I'm not impressed either, man. The Fighting Irish, that offense. I can't see them winning.
But it's going to be this next matchup is going to be 2 struggle bus teams, you know what I'm saying, struggling up and down the field.
The same kind of team.
Yeah.
They're the same type of team.
Drew allowed a little bit better than what I've seen from Leonard.
Because, I mean,
at least they go to their weapons. Warren and the boy on the outside, for Penn State. At least they do try to give them the ball a lot. You know what I'm saying? At least they do that much. So,
yeah.
I don't know, man. That's going to be a boring-ass game, though. I feel it's going to be boring.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's going to be. So, I guess everybody need to update their champion, I guess. We all had Oregon.
Now, he had Texas winning at one point.
No, I thought he had Oregon to win it all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I already told you what I thought. I said whoever won the Oregon.
Well, see, again, we changed that last week because it started to flip. You know what I'm saying? When we saw
I got Ohio State.
Hey,
I knew if they beat Oregon, they were going to have to look good to do it. So, and they looked very good doing it.
I'm going to go with Texas.
What's Texas' biggest win on the season?
This last one?
Right. They just got it.
They just got it.
Regular season. What's their regular season best?
Man, nobody.
Who they beat the last game, though? They beat, who did they play? It's right here. They played Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
So, these last 2 been there pretty much.
Weeks, right.
been pretty much their best
They
wins.
handled Clemson though. They handled Clemson.
But it's Clemson. We didn't think much
Yeah.
of Clemson.
Right. They was the ACC champions.
Right.
We don't think much of the ACC these days.
Right. What, they 1-12 now?
We don't think much of the ACC.
What, they 1-12 in the bowls now?
ACC
Right.
is?
Man, it's something crazy. 1-10. Yeah, it's something crazy, dog. I'm like, man, it's crazy, dog.
I don't see. I'm not gonna be able to ride with Texas on this one. I can't see
2-10.
I can't see him. If Ohio State
167
if
winning
Ohio
percentage.
if Ryan Day is gonna keep this team playing like they're playing now, because I'm wondering, like, what have you been doing all season? Because they've been impressive just on execution. The fact that the quarterback is really connecting with these wide receivers now, maybe the tape just showed that their corners just couldn't cover their receivers or whatnot. Okay, cool. But the quarterback still got to get the ball there. They've been executing to perfection in the passing game. It's been a beauty to watch. So, no, I'm gonna stick with Texas. They may lose, but I'm gonna stick with Texas.
Gotta stick with the SEC, huh?
Because they've been a balanced team.
The ACC is 2-10.
You was woke up. Maybe that can carry over the fact that he was able to get that game, get them back in the win.
Yeah, I'm mad that can't be the finals matchup. Because
Texas and Ohio.
I wish that could be the finals match. The Big Ten is 8-5. The SEC is 8-6.
That's crazy.
Mountain West 1-4.
New day.
Independence 3-0.
Can't stockpile all them 5 stars no
Big
more.
12
SEC.
4-4, and sorry ass ACC 2-10.
8-6 ain't a bad record, man. It's
all right. Winning
it ain't what it used to be,
winning
but
record at least.
we don't beast out every year. There's been years where we
y'all
had.
going to Ohio State, and I'm going to. No, you going?
You
to
going
Texas.
Texas?
I'm
too.
picking.
Ohio
I'm
State.
going against the grain. Texas.
I'm going Ohio State, man. It looked like they're clearly the best team
I'm
right now.
mistaken.
They're playing the best, most definitely. But we got to move to this NFL, man. It's getting around that time, bro. End of the year. Playoffs is on deck next week. So, got 3 teams still vying for one spot in the AFC. Got Denver. They need to win and they're in. So they win, they're the 7th seed. Miami, they have to win and have Denver lose to the Chiefs. Then they're in. And since they need the most help, they have to beat the Steelers, have Miami and Denver both lose. So the question that, who's the bigger threat to Buffalo if they get in? Who matches up better with Buffalo, Jerry, to get the win? Who you think could actually beat Buffalo out of those 3?
To me, it's got to be Cincy. Cincy is a hot team right now. They got the offensive power to combat Superman, so to speak.
Right.
Defensively, I don't think they have anything for Josh Allen at all. But I think we get a good shootout type of game. Similar to what we saw in the Vikings and Lions game that got up to like 40. I think the final score was 48-42 or something like that.
It's gonna be like that Buffalo Lions game a couple weeks ago.
So that's the only team that I see that could probably beat them. Those Dolphins, no. And definitely not, the Broncos with the Ricky QB. So going up against them. So yeah, Cincy for me.
You agreed?
Well, it's a couple different things, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to which team poses the biggest threat. You have to look at it from a standpoint of matchups. All right. So I think Denver probably would give them their toughest match because of their ability to cover, you know what I'm saying, with with the secondary against a, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say a scrub wide receiving core, but not too great of a wide receiving core.
Very
Yeah.
average.
Shakir, your boy from Florida State, what's his name? Coleman and Cooper. They're not bad wide receivers, but it's when you have to match up against an elite secondary,
Right.
It may be a little bit tough for them to get open. And that's what Josh Allen gonna have to beat them more so with his ability to to keep the play open,
Right.
throwing off off schedule throws, making plays with his legs, being able to get
defense versus Cincy offense, which one of the bigger problem for him.
Yeah, Cincy offense is gonna score, but they ain't gonna pose a threat with keeping the Bills from scoring either.
Right.
I think the Bills can make a couple plays against Cincy's offense, you know what I'm saying, to win in a shootout. It would be a tougher matchup for them to, you know what I'm saying, to go up against a more defense that's a little bit more aligned to stop what they got to throw at them. But the Bengals offense is lethal. You know what I'm saying? Joe Burrow and that wide receiving core.
If their record wasn't what it was, he'd be an MVP front runner. If their record wasn't the way it
He'd probably be the leading candidate right now. You know what I'm saying? If they had a 13-3 record at this point, you know what I'm saying, or 14 or 12-5, he'd probably still get some love.
Right there, bro, for real.
But yeah, the Dolphins, they end of discussion. They can't play in cold weather. Teams have figured out how to stop Tyreek or slow him down.
Slow him down enough,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, man, I'm gonna go. I agree with you about Denver, but I still got to go Cincinnati too. That offense just puts pressure on you to do things a different way, because you're gonna have to score points. You know what I'm saying? And I know Cincinnati defense. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, they played better." Yeah, but they've also played the Browns, Titans, and the Cowboys the last few weeks. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at who they're playing. You know what I'm saying? Then the Broncos. So it's like, I don't trust it. You know what I'm saying? I think their defense is still a sieve against a good quarterback. That'll be one of them games, like I said, Buffalo and the Lions. It'll be one of those type games. You know what I'm saying? But I think Burrow has the better chance of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust Bo Nix in that situation, going on the road
and then on the
in a
other
playoff
side,
game.
On the other side, Buffalo's defense, they ain't top notch. We've seen them give up bunch of points.
Right,
they give up 30 plus to the Ravens.
And maybe it's just what I want to see. I want it to happen. I don't think it's going to, because I don't think the Chiefs are going to play enough people to make it happen and for Denver to lose. But I want that game to happen. I want Joe Burrow at Josh Allen.
So you thinking the Bengals, I guess we'll get into the next time. You think they're going to beat the Steelers?
I do. I think they're going to do their part.
This the number 3 seed, the number 3 ranked team in all of football. According to Mr. Orman down over there.
I think they will do their part, sir. Right. I think they will do their part and get that victory tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Especially if Baltimore has already won.
Yeah.
Because they won't have to play. They won't be playing for
They play Saturday too, though.
Saturday, yeah. So they play tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So to me, they may not even have to be playing in that game. The Steelers, because Baltimore wins the early game tomorrow, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing to play for. They're locked into their seed at that point. So I'm going to take Cincinnati in that game. It's just a matter of, can they get the help that they need on Sunday? You know what I'm saying? Which I hope they do. Like I said, I want Joe Burrow at Josh Allen. That would be the most intriguing one going into that wild card weekend.
I would rather see, like I said, I think Cincy would be the better matchup, but I definitely want to see the Steelers win. I definitely want to see the Steelers win. They need a win. They on like a 3-game losing streak, so they need to win going into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna keep their folks out there on the field. Tomlin, Tomlin, that statement that you just made. I don't know if they're gonna do that.
But
regardless of win or lose,
bit banged up. I don't think they can afford to do it. If they are not playing for anything, if the seeding can't change.
Well, they may sit some players that are injured.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't think they have to go all out. If Baltimore has already won, you can't win the division. You're locked into your seed. Why risk it?
Yeah, it would be smart to rest them.
Yeah, why risk it? You know what I'm saying? Especially the kind of football that they're going to have to play in order to win the 2 games he says they're going to win.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
Point. It wouldn't make sense to play.
Right. The physicality with which they're going to have to play these 2 games to try to win 2 games, like you said they will do to get to the NFC.
They ain't going to have to be that physical against Cincy. They don't.
I'm saying to win the 2 playoff games that he's saying they're going to win. They're going to have to be ready to roll.
Stop them because they rolling. So they'd have to really go. They're gonna have to go hard on defense to stop them boys. Them boys ain't playing. Them boys trying to get there.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have to play because I think Baltimore's going to win that early game. So that's just me.
Shall see.
That's a great point.
We shall see. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking Baltimore to go. Greg, look like you were right on that one. I think they're going to win the division.
Yeah, I told y'all boys that.
Tomorrow.
I told y'all boys that. I don't know why y'all was believing in the Steelers like that.
And they
You came
they
off
fell
of,
apart right on cue.
when we looked at the schedule.
Right, they fell apart.
Like, man, look, they got the meat of their schedule right here.
They did and didn't do a damn thing during that whole time.
And when you look at their schedule, they played a bunch of pumpkins, a bunch of the Chris Broussard's called tomato cans. And that's just what it was. And they lost one of those. Yeah. They lost one of those tomato can games.
Yeah, so, yeah, I'm out on the Steelers, man. That's
out.
Fraudulent.
Frauds.
But the biggest game to me of the weekend.
You hear that, Lamar Hodge? Who are all the other Steeler fans around the world?
Right.
My daddy. You hear that, Pops?
I want my daddy's records.
I want my daddy.
Right,
I want my daddy's records.
We got the showdown in Motown. 2 14-win teams, first time in NFL history. Got 2 teams with 14 victories facing off. Who you got, Greg?
Who I got?
Vikings at the Lions. Who you got, bro?
Man, this one is going to be a good-ass motherfucking game. It's going to be a good game.
It should be.
It's going to be a shootout.
Could be.
I do have the Vikings winning it, though. Their defense is still there. Their defense can play. The Lions defense, they gave up 30-some points to the Brock Purdy 49ers. That lets you know something. The Lions have lost a lot on defense. Over their last 4 games, they've been giving up so many points. Like, it's ridiculous. But it's to be explained. It's to be expected. You know what I mean? Because when you look at who they've lost on the defensive line,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some of the injuries that they had in second, I think their secondary is still together, so they can, they can put together their secondary. But when you can't put pressure on the quarterback, you can't really stop the run on a consistent basis. Then it weakens what you got on the secondary. So over their last 4 games, they done gave up 34 points, 17, 42, 31. Yeah. They gave up 17 to the Bears.
Right.
And the Bears trash.
The Bears, right.
Matt Lewis
to the Packers.
Matt Lewis, your Bears suck.
They terrible. Good and terrible.
Good and terrible. So yeah, the Lions, I just don't have no trust, and they going up against a team that is in fuego right now. You look on the opposite side of that with the Vikings.
Sam Darnold.
They've been putting up over 30. They averaging 37.5 points over the last 4 games. 37.5. It's a lot of points.
You don't like the Vikings. Who you got, Jerry?
How in the world is Sam Darnold is the leader of this offense? How do you go from just being a castaway to one of the best teams in the league, and when he selected for the
how can you ask that question?
Right system,
right system. Your team.
That's why they say
your team, right. The team that you root for,
where you get drafted.
Brock Purdy,
very important.
Last pick in the draft.
Sam Darnold,
and a great system.
Sam Darnold showed us nothing in his previous stop. He showed us nothing. He didn't look like an NFL.
But you gotta. That's why That's why you can't just cast away.
Don't give me that system.
What system did he have?
Don't give me.
Who did he start out with? The Jets. Started out with the Jets.
Carolina.
Went to Carolina.
Then sat on the bench for the 49ers.
Sat on the bench for the 49ers.
Maybe that's where he picked up all the good habits.
Nah.
And learned how to play.
I wasn't gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying.
Man,
Shanahan showed him some things. Got his confidence up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, please.
It's the same kind of system.
Give the credit to Kevin O'Connell. Give the credit to Kevin O'Connell.
Simplified the game for him. Made him feel like he was back in high school.
Exactly. O'Connell runs the Shanahan offense. It's seamless, which is why they signed him.
If y'all don't get
That
the hell up
explains
out of
it
here with
a hell
that,
of a lot better.
it don't explain nothing.
Yeah, that explains. Man,
Because that offense that y'all running over there in San Francisco ain't the same offense that the Vikings running. Stop it. He is a product of who he has around him.
This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one.
You know it.
And I'm gonna go Detroit. I'm gonna go Detroit, even with all the losses.
You had the Vikings in your 5.
There you go. That's a good reason. For
Basically,
so I'm gonna go with the Lions. Madman Campbell gets it done. He hadn't made any of those stupid coaching calls in a while. He's gonna go for it on 4th. That's just what he do.
That's just what he
is. And it's gonna be one of the ones that cost him.
In this game, you think
it's coming?
It's coming.
It's coming. You know, I've been waiting for them to lion. I really have been waiting for them to lion. But it's impressive to see 14-2 with the Lions. I'm sure Detroit is crunk over this team, and Detroit fans are happy. So that's a good thing to see. But I think they just keep it rolling. It's something about this team. I know you always give the credit to the offensive line. But I don't know. It's just something about this team. Like maybe they just fit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
I think his style actually fits more with the team now without the defensive players. I think he kind of has to be Dan Campbell for this squad to get where they're trying to go. I think he's going to have to do some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't stop him. Like you said, the last few weeks, they can't stop anybody.
They can't stop him.
You know what I'm saying? I expect this game to be definitely in the mid to high 30s. Both teams probably. You know what I'm saying? 38-35. 38-31, 42-28, 42-35.
It's going to be up there.
Prevent defense.
It's going to be up there. You know what I'm saying?
Prevent defense is out there on the field. They're playing safety.
The over
and I feel for my boy, the defensive coordinator for the line, because his star was actually rising early in the year because they were playing so well. Then he lost all his people. Now they don't even talk about him anymore. You know what I'm saying?
The over 56.5.
Right.
Which tells me the game going to be low score.
Every time, bro. 21-17. You already
It might not be that low. It might be like 28, 23
it's already a division game, you know what I'm saying?
31-29.
31-29
right.
Last matchup.
So it's going to be one of them games, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop the Vikings at all. And that leads me right into cash talk. Man, it's hard to pick this time of year, bro.
Money.
Not even gonna lie, bro. It's hard to pick these games this time of year with not knowing who playing or whatever. But I'm going with that first game, Lions-Vikings. You know, I got a misprint right there. Lions-Vikings, man. Give me the Vikings plus the 3, bro. I think they're going to win it outright. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to win the game. You know what I'm saying?
That's money line right there, then.
But give me the Vikings plus the 3. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the Vikings.
Would you win more money on the money line than you would just betting a single point spread?
I didn't check the money line this morning. I got to see what the money line was on the game. Hold on. I think in this case, yeah, you probably would. You know what I'm saying? I didn't check the money line this morning. Well, we can check it right quick, though. Let's see. Because I know it was updating this morning. I know that's the last game? That's the Sunday night game, right? Yep,
7:20.
Yeah. The money line gives you plus 130. So most definitely, if you think they're gonna win it outright, you can definitely go money line plus the 130. You know what I'm saying? If you think they're gonna win outright. For me, give me the 3 points. You know what I'm saying? Division game. Because we've been talking all year about not trusting Sam Darnold. It's their defense sometimes I don't trust. And I kind of want to see how they play this game. Because if they get any kind of defensive performance, they actually should beat the Lions comfortably. Because I don't think the Lions defense will be able to stop them at all. So if they can get a few stops, they should be able to win this game. The next one, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers versus the Saints. I think the Saints have packed it up for the year. Buccaneers actually playing for something. They got to win the division. So, yeah, I'm going to give the 13.5. I know that's a big number.
That's huge.
I'm going to give it, though. I think the Saints are already on vacation.
That spread done went up to 14, so if they bet right now, it's 14 now.
Yeah, I got it at 13.5. So, I say I would even probably get a 14, too. I think it's going to be that kind of game. You know what I'm saying? I really do think the Saints have packed it up at this point. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a blowout.
They gone fishing.
Yeah, they gone fishing already, bro. And then we switching over to the NBA. for the last one because it's getting to be that time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Football betting coming to an end.
It's basketball season, baby.
NBA and college betting is ramping up.
So what you gonna bet for the night, or you want to put that bet for tomorrow?
This for the night.
For the night.
This is for tonight.
Log on, folks, and get your bet on.
I hate to do it to my Spurs, but give me the Nuggets -6. I don't like my boys on the road very often. You know what I'm saying?
Last time I bet on the Nuggets, they cost me money.
Man, me too, bro. I hate the Nuggets, but I like them in this spot at home against the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll cover the 6.
Playing well lately.
I think they'll cover. Yeah, they have. That's what I'm saying. I like the way they're playing lately. You know what I'm saying? They've seemed to find a little rotation that works for them. You know what I'm saying? So give me the Nuggets -6. That's the 3. Vikings +3 at Detroit. Tampa Bay -13.5 versus the Saints. Nuggets -6 versus the Spurs.
You don't mess with them over-unders, do you?
I do. I do at times. Those I normally try. If I do over-under, those are the ones I parlay a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a 3 or 4 parlay.
That's what I did.
Over-unders, you know what I'm saying?
I did, but I added the damn Nuggets -2 on, what was that? Was that Christmas? Christmas Day?
Got him.
They got me. I did over on the Lakers and who they played, Warriors. And I did over on Boston.
Yeah, we both hit that Laker game.
Yeah. I think I did. I took the Ravens and then took the Nuggets. I did a 14 parlay.
Damn. Nuggets got
me. I thought I was in the money.
Thought you was in the money.
Yeah.
Thought he was in the money. But that's cash talk for this week, man. Now let's get a little NBA talk going on.
Before we do that, we got to take a little break.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
pay some bills. I'm sorry. Let's pay some bills right quick. Trash talking with the old heads. We'll be back momentarily.